your part, you will benefit from this short meeting in many personal ways. I will start the story from here, a place where my wife and I started in 2013. It is the headquarters of Avita at Commonwealth, Singapore. It is a company established in 2007. And here, both of us here learn of a therapy in the form of supplementation, which we will be sharing shortly. This therapy has helped Oli recover her functional mobility. Avita operates in 9 countries in Asia, and the number is growing. Currently, there is a total of at least 750 million population across these countries. Here I was quite surprised to learn that this company carries many firsts. It is the first company to be a principal sponsor of National Day Parade in 2007 and 2008. It is an event, a very honorable event. And it is the company also the first company to offer marine cell therapy supplement from Switzerland, the first to offer product fusion of East and West, and to realize internationally linked sponsorship. And it's also the first company to offer compensation as high as 60% of the group volume. Friends, here is a figure that I would like to introduce. She is Miss Lee, the CEO of Avita, who lives her philosophy: life is a gift, never take it for granted. When Miss Lee learned that Oli has recovered her functional mobility from Celergen, she asked us to make a testimonial video because she said that would be very helpful to many, in many ways, she said. But we refused. I have always carried with me a skepticism towards testimonies, where even more so in the MLM industry. For me, then, a video could easily be made up. And for that reason, I have refused her request on many occasions. In August 2018, when Oli and I have just landed in Singapore and visited Avita, again she approached me, encouraged me to make the video, thinking that Oli's health has been stable for 4 straight years. Then we felt different. Our hearts just finally melt, and we gave in. So we agreed to make the video. And it turns out that this making of the video is a difficult one for us. I'm sure also for the technician there in Avita office. And moments of hardship that Oli and I have walked through the long 15 years just flew past our eyes. And I remember we, both of us, especially Oli, broke down a few times during the making of the video. But finally, we have to thank Miss Lee for her patience, her ceaseless, detailed attention and care that gave us the encouragement to complete making the video. And here is the video. Hello, I am Angga, and this is my wife Oli. From our marriage, we have 2 wonderful sons. It has been a good life for us then. However, things turned out the other way. When Oli fell ill in 1995, we visited almost every hospital in Jakarta at that time. Doctors could not explain us the cause of the disease. Oli's body would ache extremely. She begins to lose her vision, her hearing. The worst thing is she lost her sense of touch. I went wanting the best for her. We seek medical help in Singapore, and there we know the name of the disease is fibromyalgia. Doctors until today do not know the cause of this disease and the cure to it. At that time we did not give up. We went as far as Shanghai and Guangzhou to seek for medical help. Her life was fading, and all she could do was lying in bed for 15 years. Okay? All his arms and legs, I remember, would get skinny and feeble. She could hardly pick up a cup, let alone walk. Her future looks grim. Her vision became blurry. Her words became indistinct as she could not pronounce words properly. Her once warm attitude towards me turned cold because she could not feel my hug. I like combing her beautiful hair, but then she could not feel me combing her hair. Every day she could cry, so did my heart. She felt hopeless, so was I. Yes, so was I. In 2013, on the business trip, I came here to Avita, but it was closed. It's a Hari Raya, and I came back on the next day. Again, it was closed. It was Singapore National Day. But then I made it the third time on Saturday, and then I met Joey, who helped me a lot, welcomed me, explained me about Celergen comprehensively. In doubt, I returned to my hotel to look and search more about this product. To my surprise, I found a doctor who suffered the same disease as my wife and has benefited from Celergen. Now, this is the miraculous part that I came back to Avita to purchase 2 boxes of Celergen for my wife. Within 2 months of consuming Celergen, all these conditions showed improvement. She regained back her vitality, her energy, and she told me she felt like a new life grow within her. One day while at work, Ollie called me from upstairs in our house. She told me she walked up the stairs on her own. This is the first time in 15 years she could walk up the stairs on her own. I was amazed. That evening, we embraced each other. We were grateful. We cried in joy. Okay. Thank you, Celergen. Thank you, Avita. Yes, we visited Avita at that time, not knowing anyone. And that man named Joey offered his help, and he was the first person we know at Avita. We were only consumers, but for the next few months after all this started on Celergen, for some unknown reason, Joey and Alvin made a regular call and a meeting with me, mostly at around 10 p.m. Jakarta time. It was 11 p.m. over there in Singapore. Our conversation would sometimes go beyond midnight. And I remember it was over Skype then. It was back in 2013. And for the sake of reminiscence, I use a screenshot here taken recently from Zoom. Yes, the same three of us, Joey, me, and Alvin. One additional new associate here, our beloved friend Pak Handri, who will be meeting soon also. And yeah, at that time I had no chance to take the screenshot, but it is just a reminder of me how time flew, and here I was. Years later, Alvin told me that after a few years later, I remember Alvin told me that throughout those initial meetings, Alvin did not know what to expect out of Oli consuming Celergen. And the same went for me, because I knew Oli's condition has been bad for 15 years. But the regular meeting went on for some time. And I remember we delved deeply into MLM network marketing, something I was very against and not happy about. Good things in the form of recovery came our way. And a few months later, after consuming Celergen, Oli regained her functional mobility. Oli and I, Joey and Alvin, and the big warm Avita family had the opportunity to meet each other regularly in person, as seen in the photos here. And it was then, after a few months later, that we knew how Celergen has brought a significant change to Oli. Alvin knows it now, and Alvin called it a change in Oli. Now this is the good food. I call it good food that has brought great changes to Oli's health, to a point where she was free from all medication. Celergen, this good food, works on a modern cellular therapy principle, but in a very convenient oral form. A few of the, I call this not indication, I call this good effects of Celergen mentioned here. As you can see from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you can read it, browse them. And we, especially Oli, she enjoys them. And I was surprised also to know that Celergen carries these many certificates, more than 20 from 6 different countries. And I do not wonder, now, Oli and I do not wonder why so many doctors globally endorse Celergen. I particularly remember a doctor, as I mentioned in the video. His name is Robert Ba, who mentioned the name of the disease, fibromyalgia, as I mentioned in the video. This is the disease that my wife is suffering from, and that has convinced me. Oli and I went a long way, and along the way, Oli and I had the opportunity to meet great doctors in person, and one of them is Dr. Lucero, the longest practicing surgeon in Philippines. And as he puts it, because he is an aesthetic surgeon, surgery is from outside, but Celergen works from inside out. And we couldn't agree more with him. Sharing goodness of Celergen becomes our way of life. It's very natural. And then we met old friends that we have not met for a long time. And then we also make new friends that we have not known before. And it is beyond 150 now. And now I will like to tell about one of them whom I have known for a long time, but we lost contact. I know this gentleman since 1970, and it is a privilege that my friend Mr. Henry join us in this meeting. I would like to take this opportunity to address him now. Henry, I thank you for your joining us tonight.
Hi, Angga.
Very nice to meet you in person here. And yes, time flies, and let's just have a short dialogue to share some of your experience with us, ya, Pak Andri. And may I know if it is fine to share a few of your thoughts? I will ask one question first. The first one is, Pak Andri, you are a person of very high standard. So how did you know, and why did you decide to consume Celergen and make it a part of your daily health regime?
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Let me introduce. My name is Henry Wirawan from Jakarta. Thank you, Angga, for your questions. If you don't mind, I will answer it in Bahasa Indonesia.
Yes, oh yes. Please feel free. In Bahasa it is more convenient. I will help to translate later. Please, Pak Handi, silakan.
Okay, thank you. Seorang teman yang saya kenal sangat memegang standar tinggi memperkenalkan Celergen kepada saya. Melalui sebuah blog, saya terhubung dengan Angga yang sebetulnya sudah saya kenal cukup lama. Angga beruntung sudah lebih dulu menikmati manfaat dari produk premium ini. Nah, dari pertemuan dengan Angga, saya jadi lebih mengenal apa itu Celergen. Dan sejak saat itu, 4 tahun yang lalu, saya dan istri mengkonsumsi Celergen setiap hari 1 tablet. Almost non-stop. Bahkan sejak 3 tahun yang lalu, saya masing-masing konsumsi 2 kapsul every day, non-stop. Saya telah menjalani kehidupan yang sehat tanpa dokter selama bertahun-tahun. Kami berdua umurnya sudah umur 70 tahun. Tapi tiap hari kami masih lakukan aktivitas olahraga treadmill, bakar kalori 500 dan istri 250 kalori. Nah, pada bulan Maret tahun 2020, saya dan istri terinfeksi COVID-19. Gejala kami sangat ringan. Dokter keluarga yang merawat kami. Yang kami khawatirkan istri saya ada diabetes. Dan pada saat itu kami belum divaksin, karena waktu itu masih awal COVID, belum ada vaksin. Bersyukur kami melewati kesulitan, melewati infeksi tanpa kesulitan. Dan pulih total dalam 1 bulan. Dan 1 tahun kemudian, pada bulan Februari tahun ini, dokter menasihatkan kami untuk tes darah lab anti-SARS-CoV kuantitatif sebelum divaksin. Dan hasilnya sangat luar biasa, nilainya sangat tinggi melampaui batas maksimum. Dan dokter info kepada saya, biasanya antibodi pasien yang sudah sembuh dari COVID akan melemah setelah 3-6 bulan. Saya percaya ini berkat Celergen yang Tuhan kirimkan buat saya. Thank you, Angga.
Very nice to hear your personal experience on Celergen. Everyone here, I'd like to translate briefly for everyone here who understand. That was in Bahasa. Now I'll try to translate it in English. Pak Handi said that a friend of him who is of high stature introduced Celergen to him, and from a blog he was connected with a man named Angga, whom actually he has known for a long time. That was me. And he found out that I have enjoyed the benefits of Celergen earlier. He considered me lucky, fortunate, he said. And then from meeting with me, he learned a better understanding of Celergen, which And then after that, Mr. Henry been taking this Celergen for 4 years now with his wife, 2 soft gels daily. They have enjoyed healthy lives without doctors all these years, and they are in their 70s, and yet they still treadmill and burn 400 calories daily. In
500.
March, 500 ya Pak Andri? Oh,
My
500
wife
calories.
250. My wife 250 calories.
Oh, your wife 250. Okay, his wife is 250 calories each day, while Mr. Henry burns 500 calories daily. And in
Almost
March,
every day.
almost every day, yes. In March 2020, they both were infected with COVID-19. They had very mild symptoms. Their family doctors took care of them. And Mr. Henry's worry was on his wife, who has been diabetic. They were not vaccinated then. They are grateful that they went through the illness without difficulty and were fully recovered in a month. 1 year later, their family doctor advised them to go for an anti-SARS-CoV-2 quantitative blood test prior to their vaccination. Now, the results surprised them all. It was very high, beyond the maximum normal range. And their doctor said this is not usual, as antibody of COVID-19 survival would wane after 3 to 6 months. And they both owe it their well-being to Celergen. And I'll show you. Then here is a copy of the laboratory results that shows the results of the anti-SARS-CoV quantitative taken a year later. Pak Handri, there's another story that you have been telling us about your faithful house assistant. May you share a little with us now, Pak Handri?
Oke. Sebelumnya saya mau bilang, saya sekarang minum 2 kapsul setiap hari sejak 3 tahun yang lalu.
Yes, Pak Handri has been taking 2 capsules of Celergen daily for the past 3 years.
So, saya percaya Tuhan kirim Celergen buat kesehatan saya yang baik.
Pak Handri believes that God has provided him with Celergen, the best food there is.
Oke.
Can you share, Pak Handri, with us your story about your house assistant?
Oke. Saya punya helper namanya Ian. Dia sudah bekerja di tempat kami hampir 30 tahun lebih. Umurnya sekarang 63 tahun. Lalu pada bulan Juli yang lalu, dia terinfeksi COVID-19. Saya suruh lihat dokter, tapi sampai 7 hari keadaannya sangat mencemaskan. Napas sudah sesak dan oksigen dalam darah sudah turun sampai 92 dan ke bawah. Dan pada saat itu saya suruh dia makan Celergen 2 kapsul setiap hari selama 7 hari. Setelah dia makan, saya monitor setiap hari keadaannya semakin pulih, semakin membaik. Dan saya pesan dia supaya teruskan 1 tablet selama 15 hari. Dan setelah itu, selama 30 hari, saya suruh cek PCR-nya, hasilnya negatif. Dan setelah diisolasi 14 hari, dia sudah mulai aktif kerja seperti biasa sampai hari ini. Istrinya dan anaknya bilang terima kasih, saya selamatkan dia, tapi saya bilang bukan saya, tapi Tuhan kirim Celergen untuk selamatkan jiwa kamu. Thank you, Angga.
I will just, because I can recall that's a moment of intense worry, I will right away translate this, Pak Handri, to everyone here. Ian, the name of Pak Handri's faithful assistant, a 63-year-old man, has dedicated to Pak Handri for more than 3 decades. And one day he was infected with COVID-19. That was July 2021. Now at that time, pandemic was at its peak in Indonesia. All hospital beds, including All hospital beds, including emergency bunks, were occupied, and patients were asked to be taken home to self-care. Ian, the helper, experienced serious symptoms. His oxygen saturation fell below 92 and he coughed badly. Oxygen supply in Indonesia was scarce then. Mr. Handi told me that Ian has to do proning. For those of us who has not heard of the word proning, it is an aid to help a patient with his intake of oxygen by lying on his stomach for 5 minutes and then shifting position to left side for the next 5 minutes, to the back, and then to the right side again repetitively. It is a difficult physical therapy to do for a patient, ailing patient. But we have no choice at that time. I remember, because oxygen supply was scarce, and I remember how sorry I was then. It must have been very difficult. Mr. Henry sent Celergen to Ian and suggested 2 caps a daily. Henry called me daily to update, and I could sense his worry. I have a screenshot of the exchange of text here on the screen between Henry and me that shows how worried he was. The next day, Henry reported that the oxygen level went up, and then 2 days later, Henry told me that Ian's oxygen has gone up to normal and that he could breathe normally. He was very well 14 days later, but Henry asked him to continue taking 1 cap Celergen for the next month. The PCR test came out negative after 30 days. And then after another 14 days of rest, I remember Henry told me, and self-isolation, Ian is back to helping Mr. Henry again, as seen in the photo there. And Ian's family came to Henry, the whole family, to thank Henry. Henry said it is just a hand in God's grace here. We are all grateful, Henry, for that. I have another question, Henry, one final question. I have noticed that your passion in advocating this premium Celergen in your community. And this has brought you to a platinum director today. Now, can you share with us your thought and passion on Celergen and your experience with Avita?
Oke, thank you Angga. Saya telah mengetahui bahwa Celergen adalah sebuah produk yang diuji dan terbukti secara ilmiah. Saya sendiri dan istri sudah merasakan manfaatnya dari Celergen ini. Secara alami, dan saya terpanggil untuk membantu teman dan rekan, dan saya akan terus menganjurkan mereka untuk mengkonsumsi Celergen sebagai investasi pada kesehatan yang adalah kekayaan sejati. Dan saya juga sudah mengenal Avita, sebuah perusahaan yang established dan memberikan kepada rekan-rekan kerja kompensasi dengan murah hati dan adil. Dan saya putuskan saya akan bekerja sama dengan Avita untuk membuka market di Indonesia. Thank you, Angga.
Thank you, Pak Henry. I will translate it. And again, thank you for being with us and sharing your thought with many of us here across Asia. Pak Henry said that he has learned Celergen is a scientifically proven product, and that he has first-hand experience with its benefit, and it becomes natural for him to help his fellows, to encourage them to consume Celergen, which is, in his term, an investment in their health, which is the true wealth, he said. And Pandri said he has come to know Avita, an established company who compensates the associates. He stressed on the word fairly and generously. He has decided to work together with Avita to lead the market in Indonesia. Again, thank you for your sharing and your thought with us, Pak Henry.
Thank you, Angga.
Yes, please be with us again for a few minutes from now until the end of this event. Now, friends here, Pa Henry has been a passionate advocate from what I have known him lately. He has been very passionate advocating wellness, working closely with Avita. And as he put it just now, true health is our true wealth. And taking care of ourselves, oneself, effectively with Celergen will naturally persuade us to help others. Now, the rewards is not insignificant, both emotionally and financially. I'm also aware that Tahandri is also busy helping many who are less fortunate, offering this business platform. I recall this, I experienced my first shift in paradigm from witnessing all this change in her health. One thing leads to another, and I began to evaluate. I have been a traditional textile manufacturing business owner since 1979, managing 2 factories in 2 different countries with a workforce of 120. Now that I'm in Avita, I begin to see this Avita business. I have with me 150 associates currently and growing by days. Now it is a huge and bigger than my industry. So it has changed my life. It has changed many lives I've seen, and it promises a future for me. And I can also see it for others. Wellness itself is an industry of global scale worth of $4.5 billion and growing, almost twice the growth of the world economy. And for those of us here who sees this as a business opportunity, yes, you are right, it is. And my thought now, MLM or traditional business, they both are just engagement in commerce. There exist both fair and unfair players. I have witnessed many friends seizing the opportunity from outreaches like this, and then reaping limitless passive and residual rewards in boundaryless Asia. Not merely in health, or I put it, my word is true health, but in wealth. I'm not alone. I'm grateful that there is a plethora of selfless hands in Avita. The Avita family equipped me and anyone with the necessary skills through regular training. Since 2 years ago, I have been joining hands, giving back the same to many by sharing, giving talks, trainings, as seen in the photo here. Joey is still offering his hands. Yeah. Joey is still offering his hands together with me, growing together with Henry's team, Mr. Henry's team here in Indonesia every Sunday afternoon. And I'm looking forward to when these friends will grow into great health advocates and enterprise builders. A traditional business owner, once skeptical of MLM, I have now understood the rewards this business of helping others bring. My friend, Mr. Henry, a president director of a bank, is a passionate partner of Avita now. And there is a professor in business in a prominent university in Indonesia that I have known, Mr. Sugiarto, who could not be, he is here, yeah, who could not be here with us in this meeting. He fully supports and building his own fast-growing team in Indonesia. No one here is looking down on this business platform. And in the true sense, no one in the world is. So I think it is more relevant now than ever. This business platform of helping others may just be a solution to financial hardship many are facing now. Let us give a helping, rewarding hand. Now Ollie and I humbly invite everyone to join us. Allow us to borrow Alvin's phrase, help many more Ollies, help many more Ian. That's what Alvin said. And from me, I will just say, help many more friends, like what Mr. Henry and many of us have done. Now, to start your journey, Ollie and I invite everyone to meet friends in the breakout rooms where you may share, discuss, and ask. Just feel free. Then, Catherine, can you help guide us to breakout rooms?
Okay, we'll be opening now. Is everyone back? Oh, okay. Pak Angga, you may go on.
Yes. Allow me to. Yes, Catherine, is my audio and my the visual proper?
Yes, very good.
Okay. Well, nice sharing in the breakout room, and I'm sure there is never enough time to share everyone's story, as what I've always said. Catherine, do we have enough time for anyone who would like to share some interesting
room leaders,
story?
do you have anyone that have very good sharing that would like to share to the main room? Leaders, would you like to appoint someone?
Susanna, why don't you share your why in embarking on this business as a pharmacist trained professional?
You gotta unmute yourself, Susanna.
So, can someone spotlight Susanna?
She's spotlighted.
Okay.
Okay. Because I couldn't unmute myself just now. Well, I started taking Celergen, and I find that it's really very helpful. It really like released me from a lot of worries and pains and restless and sleepless nights. And from there, I realized that Celergen has benefited me. And why people that I know don't know anything about it. And then when I listen to the testimonials and how many people have benefited from it, then I too want to share this wonderful news and this great product with more people. And by embarking on the business, I'll be taught and trained how to approach, how to talk to them so that they won't run away, because my intention is not for them to buy the product, but for them to share this wonderful product and have a better, healthier life. Thank you.
Thank you, Susanna. Any more would like to share? It's a very wonderful sharing by Susanna. Any more would like to share? Right. Okay. If there's no one, Pak Angga, you can continue, please.
Yes. It's always a heartwarming feeling for Ollie and me to meet Susanna, because we are related. Ollie and you, Susanna, are related. Yeah. You both suffer the same disease. Yeah. Fibromyalgia, a very debilitating disease. Yeah, we can relate. Yeah. And I will just share a few of my journey, shorter remaining trips that. Oh yes, please remember, friends, here to get in touch with friends who have invited you here, because he or she has so much to share with all of you. That's my earlier experience. So I'm conveying the same message. Please get in touch with the friend who invite you. A lot to share from them. 8 years have passed for me, and it feels just like yesterday, fast forwarded for both of us here. And it's only been an hour for us together. But despite the short time, I sincerely hope that everyone here has made a gain from my story, our story here, an option to start benefiting from this proven Celergen from Avita, the best there is, and in health and in wealth. We welcome you all. I will end my story here. Thank you for everyone's attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Pak Angga.
Yes, I'll hand the mic back to you, Catherine.
Yes, okay. So thank you, Pak Angga, for your heartfelt sharing. And it is really a sincere talk on how you have changed your mindset and perception. And you now are enjoying your journey with our big family. And I also really like to thank you so much, this Pak Andre, as an amazing employer, where his assistant or driver who was COVID positive and in critical condition, and out of love and care, he was given Celergen to boost his immunity by his, to at least improve his health. So for the guests attending this talk tonight, do you think all the more you should love your family members, especially if you have elder folks at home, to get their immunity boosted, especially during the period of COVID cases in Singapore is surging, and there are many more deaths daily. Right, good health and good sense are two of the life's greatest blessing. I believe that the greatest gift you can give your family and the world is a healthy you. So right now, how do you get started? Tonight, we have special promotion for different packages. Okay, you can start off with a starter pack, 6 boxes at 1980. Or you can get a direct silver package for your, if let's say you have families eating, parents, you can get 13 boxes and you get 1 box free. So total 14 boxes at 4914, and you get a saving of 3,402. Or if you think that this can be a business, and gold package is a direct gold package is a starter pack for those who wanted to do the business, and then after that you can share with your friends. Total of 70 boxes and cost 24,000, less than 50,000, and you have a savings of 8,316. Yes, and right. So for further details, you can speak to your introducer to find out more. Right, we have whole host of events from different speakers for the month of October, as you can see here. And the next speaker would be next Thursday. We have Dr. Gail from the Philippines, and she will share with us how to age gracefully. Oh, that's very close to my heart. Aging is inevitable, but to grow old gracefully is a choice. So do register and check it out on the coming Thursday's event. And next, we have this Saturday, we have another speaker, a double diamond genie, DP Genie, a special webinar by Avita Philippines, and she will share with you a dream business, and a dream business you can own. So DP Genie have also uplifted the dreams of fellow Kababayans through health and wealth in the Philippines. So do register early. Right, before we close the session, can everyone turn on your video? Let's take a picture together. Put on your heart emoji and give a beauty smile. And right, so can everyone turn on your video? Put on gallery mode. Okay.
Stop share.
Yeah. Angga, stop share the slide.
Sorry.
Yeah. Everyone put on heart emoji. Who is going to take a picture for us?
All right, ready?
Yes.
Kodak camera. All smile.
Okay.
1,
Smile,
2, 3.
cheese.